Hey guys, it's been a while, but I just wanted to go over this crazy ban list, especially after that amazing YCS. Shout out all Memento players, including myself. If you want to get into Memento, I got a combo guide, which you guys have been showing a lot of love to, and it's been doing extremely well. I'm happy that it's been a useful resource for you guys. But I just want to go over this ban list and what it means, not only for the game in general, but like specifically through like a Memento player's eyes, since that's pretty much what I play. So before we go over this like insane, forbidden section of it, let's just go over to the semi-limited and what this means overall against for us that don't play like top tier decks. So first off, like Collapse Serpent and Wyvern Burster, that's really cool. I think these are really good really good semi limits. Dragon Link hasn't been really in the meta for a long time, or not for a long time, but for a while. But any dragon support buffs the deck, so this just helps the deck a little bit. And eventually, inevitably actually, when more Dragon Sport comes out, you'll definitely see people playing 2 and 2 of Wyvern Burster and Collapse Serpent whenever D-Link gets the crazy Dragon support it will eventually get. D-Link is always a good deck to pick up whenever it's in meta because it will go in and out of formats depending on what Dragon support there is. Morphing Jar doesn't really do anything. Ash and Poplar doesn't really do anything. Snake Eyes is pretty much dead without OSS. Like, of course, it could pop off, but its end board is a lot weaker. It's not as resilient to hand traps. You can't merge Dia Bellstar into it. And, like, Bonfire getting hit as well, like, hurts it even more. So, like, there's no point. Like, Snake Eyes is where it was last format, which is pretty much non-existent. Shrivar to 2, I don't think it does much for Unchained. Like, sure, it helps with consistency a little bit, but it's only one extra card, so it doesn't really do much. And then to the big hits. So first we'll go over Ryzeal. So all the Ryzeal names to 2, except of course Node, and I believe there's one other random Ryzeal name no one plays. I don't remember what it's called. This helps a lot. It lowers the chances of your opponent seeing X, because X is a starter and a board breaker, which is stupid. And it's a free summon. It's not effect to summon, so you're guaranteed the aggregator drop from your grave. So getting this to 2 means Ryzeal has a weaker going second, which is great for all the decks that aren't Ryzeal. Ice to 2 and I believe Sword to 2 it just hurts consistency. They're trying to this is what they usually do. They hurt the consistency of the deck, see how it does, and then if it still doesn't change anything, then they then they start actually hitting stuff properly, like limiting or banning some things. We've seen this multiple times, especially with Snake Eyes. Like, they hit Poplar, they hit Ash before banning OSS. So yeah. I still expect Ryze will be strong, but it's going to be very inconsistent because you have so little names in the deck now, and you're already running very little engine just to run like a stupid amount of non-engine. So you're going to see Mitsurugi Ryze will come back, Fiendsmith Ryze will come back, but people are going to probably start playing Droll in the meta now, which would be a pretty good call, especially for Malice, which I'll get into right now. Same thing with Dormouse and White Rabbit to 2, just trying to hurt the consistency of it, as well as Malice and Underground. Hurting, especially with Underground being an extender as well. They'll have Malice already bricks, but for the same reason, it doesn't run a lot of engine. This will just hurt the consistency even more. And I've seen people play, or making lists on Danger Malice, so you don't lose to Lancia, especially with the Druisworm hit, which we're about to see. Which means Droll will just be good into them as well. So I definitely see this causing Droll to come back in the format. And hurting the consistency of these decks is great. They've been too powerful for too long. They seem like some of the only meta viable options for people that don't want to spend a lot of time playing a deck, getting good with it. Like Like, for example, Memento. It's a really hard deck to play, and for you to do good, you have to have a little bit of luck and a lot of time on the deck, which a lot of people just can't invest into. And then we're going to go on to the limits, which I am extremely happy with. So first off, Druid's Worm. Just, I don't know why it was at 3. I mean, I could see why. It wasn't really a problem before. But this one is amazing. It's a free body plus a, what's it called? A board breaker. So again, when you play into Ryziel, or when you're playing Ryziel and you see this, whatever you summon, you go into Moon, Moon into Requiem. The moment you go into Moon, Druid's Worm now becomes a board breaker, forcing your opponent to interact with, what's it called? With whatever. Like whatever you have on board. And then before you're able to invest any real cards into building your board, trying to break theirs, etc., etc. Really strong card this format. Same thing with Malice. It's free link fodder for them to go into extender. It's also an extender. Tech could be a starter. And a board breaker. So that one is great. Masterpiece. I see this deck coming back as like Rogue. All the floodgates are pretty much gone, so it's pretty good. Mathematics Circular, no reason for it to have been banned before. There's some cool like Ryziel builds with it, but I still think Mitsurugi or Fused with Ryziel are better than whatever the Mathmech one is. Detonator to 1. I don't know why they did that, to be honest. Ryziel got insanely, like, much weaker because of it. Like, if you get Metaltronist or Unicorn, you kind of just scoop it up because you won't have Detonator anymore. Maybe Detonator to 2 should have been a thing. I don't know why they did 1, but I'm happy with it. Weaker Ryziel is better for me. Bonfire to 1 needed to be a thing. Especially with 7th Tachyon out now. And this hit was sort of a way for Konami to, like, push 7th Tachyon. And make people actually like buy their product. But Bonfire to 1, more consistency hits for Ryziel. Brilliant Fusion doesn't really do anything. I think the deck is still ass. So, but it's back. Crossout and Triple Tactics Talents to 1 needed to be a thing. They just made going first so much better than it already was. So now you're gonna have an easier time going second. You won't be as punished playing to hand traps, but Thrust is still a card. Being able to set D-Bear, Daruma, Equation Cannon, like a bunch of other things like Black Goat as well. So, so still good hits though. Very happy with it, and it forces you to actually think about your plays and how you're gonna sequence to out hand traps instead of just like, okay, if they have it, I have it, and I'm gonna win because I have it. So yeah, and then finally, the best part of this ban list, the forbidden section of it, and immediately I just want to say Abyss Dweller Gone is amazing. Abyss Dweller Gone just means your Ryziel matchup is generally free when you're playing Memento. If you open any breakers, they will have an extremely hard time like interacting with you while you play into their board. I have broken the full Ryziel Fiendsmith board with just Engine so many times without Dweller. So if they don't make Dweller, I just break, like, you should be able to break the board unless you brick or your hand isn't that great. But with a decent hand, you're breaking this board almost every time now, which is amazing. It's great. Dweller should have not been in the game. It stopped Mermail. It stopped Memento. It stopped it stopped Branded. Also, don't sleep on Branded. Still a good deck. I'm just so happy Dweller's gone. This is just another card that says no. And no cards, just like cards that say no just shouldn't exist. And the same could be said with Griffin, even though it wasn't as bad as Dweller. Since you could actually imperm Griffin, unlike Dweller, where they go Dweller effect, you go imperm, they chain Detonator, pop Dweller, so it doesn't even matter. Which is why I was running Xyz Encore. I'm no longer running it. And I'll go over my new list at the end of this if you guys like. So Nightmare Griffin gone, Link Decoder gone, now forcing Malice to play as an actual Malice deck, so they have to play with their banishes instead of like just summon Griffin, bow, like maybe like white bander and cryptor banners, they're now forced to play more malice interruptions, which I think is great. They still get like 3 banishers and draw 7, which is stupid, but it's still good. It's still amazing hits, and it makes the malice matchup a lot more manageable. And then finally, Bahamut Shark needed to be hit. It needed to be hit. Just cheating out 2 toads, like come on, that was so stupid. Um, but yeah, so overall, I think this ban list nerfed the top decks and inherently buffed the weaker decks, which I think was great. So Fire King, Memento, Centurion, Branded, Odeon. What else is in the format? um, oh my god, why can't I think about what else is in the format? But just like those decks, those like tier 2, like bottom tier 1 decks, possibly even rogue decks, just got so much better because the top decks got lowered in power. Which I think is great. This is such a great thing for the format. It means people get to play what they want, and like being good at the game actually means something instead of just drawing full Ryziel combo with 3 hand traps. It's amazing. I just realized I didn't even go over the shifter hit. Yeah, this is amazing. this It needed to get hit. It absolutely needed to get hit. I'm so happy it did. Just more rogue deck, non-tier, top tier 1 decks. Just got buffed because of it. Now Memento, there's like no hard turn skip for Memento now with Dweller and Shifter gone. Fire King is just back, like it's also back like crazy. It's gonna be extremely viable now. Centurion could have played into Shifter, but I think it got buffed because of it. Like it was a lot harder to play under Shifter. Odeon, I don't know how the deck plays, but I do think it got a little buffed because of it. And just all the decks I just lost to this card because it said no, which is stupid. It should have never existed. I remember talking about how this needed to be like limited or banned like years ago when I was playing Plants. Yeah, I'm just very happy about that. This is like the best hit. I think this is the best hit of this list. So this is the new list. Actually, this is not exactly the new list. Let me just go boom, boom. Okay, so this is the new list. Sorry about that. I changed things last minute. So yeah. So I don't have Fulos in real life yet, but this is gonna be a cheap card once what's it called? Once Stampede comes out. Everybody should be playing this. There's no more talents. Just do it during the draw phase. So yeah, this deck also just doesn't lose the D barrier because you're running Xyz. Not Aggregator, this is for Ulti Slayer, but like Xyz and Lynx, right? So there's almost no reason to lose to D barrier, and you could just fusion on your opponent's turn anyway. Meow's on the side because I don't have Meow's in. No, I have Meow's in real life. I don't have Fu in real life, and I think this would be better than Chaos Hunter now into Malice anyway. So yeah. Plus, like it's good. It's really good into Blue Eyes. I think back removal is really strong this format too. Thrust is, it's Thrust. It's amazing. It'll get me this. It's just like anything I need. Lancia obviously. And then these 2 just for Malice, Ryziel, possibly Blue Eyes, possibly Lab, whatever, other decks. You see now I am running the Goblin stuff. It's just really good into Ryziel. It's also a really good starter. So many times I would open nothing but this as a starter, and then I would get my Goblin card, and then I'd be able to pop off, and I would grab Goblin, Mental Goblin, and then just be able to pop off and win the game because of it. Rhoda can search this and this, and the fact that this, so basically you could detach like 3 materials from a detonator, just because of the small goblin package. So this will detach one as an effect to summon, but you obviously detach twins, right? On summon effect, search this. If they hit this, cool. They just lost 2 materials, and now they probably have one or 2 pops left, and you haven't committed a normal summon yet. If they don't hit this or they negate it with cross, even better. But then you search this effect, they can't negate or do anything. They can pop this, it doesn't matter. This will search you Goblin, and then special summon Goblin from hand, still without committing a normal summon. And then you could go effect detach another material from the graveyard to add like this if it got popped back from grave to hand. So it's just so good. It cooks. It cooks Ryzeal. So yeah, 2 Darkblade because you're too many normal summons. Ulti-Slayer because Ulti-Slayer is just a broken card. It's so broken. Target send for cost aggregator, target send for cost Malong for what's it called? For Blue Eyes. It's stupid strong. You're gonna see Caesar a lot more now because Fiendsmith is coming back. It's too good. Like Ulti-Slayer is too good to not be played. Obviously Droplet because Droplet's amazing. All your power spells because you definitely want to open these. So let's change it a little bit, but it's not too different. It's very similar to Paxless outside of the extra deck because I tried his extra deck. I tried the Baphomet, I tried the Closed Moon, I tried Sequence and all that. You don't use it enough for it to like actually make a difference. I'd rather see like I'd rather have these just so I have more options going into matchups. Like I would have won. I went to a tournament yesterday and I didn't do as well as I could be because I didn't have the tools. I didn't have the options available that these gave me to set up my board according to what my opponent was playing. Also, like I kept this instead of Guardian Chimera because Guardian Chimera just doesn't come out as much as I'd like it to be, and plus it pops. Like I'll search it up right now. I can't spell. Must be fusion, blah blah blah. If this card is fusion by spell or card effect, you could draw cards equal to the number of cards used as material from the hand. And then destroy cards your opponent controls equal number of cards used as material from the field. It could be a pop 3, right? I mean, it is like a pop 3, but like you want to use your grave. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't have 3 monsters on the field for a pop 3. And you already pop so much. I'd rather have a monster negate under Dragos Tepelian. This is so much easier to bring out, and it shuffles back your Creation King. Guardian Chimera is too much of a. It's too much of an investment for me. And I guess you could say the same about Bao, but Bao's just here as like a, like potentially as like a grind game card, because this could revive anything from grave, and plus it's just a big body that's a free pop, and you could go into it either through like Celine, or, oh actually, yeah, you could go into it through like Celine. Usually this is what you would Well, no, you can't really go into a Celine because then you go Celine revive thing. Sorry, but like you could bring out 4 bodies for this, like Cross Sheep, revive something, boom, 4 bodies, link it off into a Bao. Which is a good card to have. Usually this is what the Baphomet sequence line is for, to go into Bao. But every time I went into Bao, I never really won because of it. It was too big of an investment a lot of times that I actually lose the game because I got greedy and went into Bao. When I should have just gone standard like Herald SP and my other interruptions, or Herald Gossip Shadow, Herald Artifact Durandal. But it's still an option to have, which is really good. And sometimes you just can't go into these. So being able to go into this to then also revive one from grave, which could be an SP. So you go link to an SP and then link into Bao revive SP. So yeah, it's just another tool. I'm gonna test this more. I'll have a proper updated list soon, hopefully, once I figure out this format a bit. Yeah, I know you guys been waiting. It's like I haven't uploaded in 2 months, but yeah, I've been trying to, like, I don't want to make bad rush content for you guys. I actually want to give you something you guys could actually take something from. So yeah, so that'd be it. Banlist was great. YCS was great. Congrats to Pascal. This Banlist means like decks that aren't Ryzeal and Malice are going to be so much better. So this would be an excellent time to pick up this deck, especially with Stampede having reprinted Anguish and Bone Party, which were the most expensive cards in the deck. So pick it up. Have fun with it. This is an amazingly fun deck. And I'll see you guys in the next video.